in the dark, unforgiving lands of the north, where the winds howl like wolves and the earth trembles beneath the clash of swords, one name would rise above all others: Boldica. A fierce queen, born from the ashes of battle and forged in the fires of revenge, she would not only challenge the mighty Roman Empire, but carve her own legend in the annals of history. Her story is one of defiance, strength, and an unbreakable will to protect her people at any cost. This is the tale of a warrior who faced an empire and refused to bow. Childhood and early years. In the wild, untamed lands of the north, a young girl named Boldica was born into a tribe known for its fierce warriors and resolute leaders, the daughter of a respected chieftain and a wise, strong mother. Boldica's childhood was shaped by both love and hardship. Her mother, a tribal leader in her own right, taught Boldica not just the ways of leadership, but the delicate balance between strength and wisdom. Her father, a skilled warrior, instilled in her the brutal arts of combat. But tragedy struck when Boldica's mother died in battle, leaving the young girl to carry the weight of her people's future on her shoulders. She had to mature quickly, learning the brutal realities of survival, politics, and war. Boldica was not one to follow the old ways blindly. Instead, she sought to forge a new path, one where her people could be united against the growing threat of the. Her early life was marked by a deep-rooted desire for justice. Her words were as sharp as her sword, and soon she gained the respect of leaders who once saw her as a mere girl. Her words were as sharp as her sword, and soon she gained the respect of leaders who once saw her as a mere girl. But alliances where fragile trust was scarce among the tribes. Some would betray her, others would test her resolve, and many would seek to manipulate her. The invasion was brutal and ruthless. The Romans came in full force, eager to crush the resistance and claim the lands for their empire. This resulted in an ambush battle that nearly wiped out Boldica's forces. But she learned quickly. She grew sharper, more strategic, and more calculating. She began to think several steps ahead, mastering both the art of war and diplomacy. Though they repelled the invaders, the cost was great. Many of her people perished, and their lands lay in ruins. They sent emissaries with more enticing offers, but also with more subtle threats. Boldica's forces, vastly outnumbered, engaged the Romans in a series of skirmishes designed to draw them into a trap. The clash of swords, the cries of battle, and the roar of her people were deafening. It was a fight not just for survival, but for the very soul of her culture. She fought with unmatched fury, each strike sending a message to Rome. She would not bend, and she would not fall. Using her knowledge of the land, she led her warriors through dense forests, rocky hills, and narrow mountain passes, striking when the Romans least expected it. Her people were victorious, but Boldica herself was gravely wounded. Her victory, however, was immortalized in history. They promised peace, but only if Boldica and her people submitted to Roman rule. Over time, her story became one of legend, one of a queen who rose from nothing, defied an empire, and became a symbol of resistance. Her name would echo through the ages, a reminder that even the mightiest of empires could be brought to their knees by the strength of a single defiant soul. Boldica, however, had one final trick up her sleeve. The message was clear. Resistance would lead to total destruction. It came with promises, wealth, power, and control, all under Roman rule. Her fame as a leader began to grow, as did the number of tribes flocking to her banner. In Fall of Great Empires, make sure to subscribe to Vertex of Time. Join us as we uncover the hidden legends and epic battles that shape the world we live in today. Don't miss out on the next chapter in our exploration of the past. Hit the bell and be part of this historical journey. Her legacy would inspire future generations to rise against tyranny, and her name would be forever remembered as one of the greatest leaders the world had ever known. She was no longer just a leader of a tribe, she was now the Queen of the North. They offered her the chance to rule over her people, but only as a vassal of Rome. Boldica, however, saw their offer for what it was, a trap. Boldica, now a young woman, refused to let her people fall. She reinforced her borders, built alliances with rival tribes, and strengthened her military with the best warriors from every corner of her domain. Her warriors trained tirelessly, perfecting their strategies and tactics, preparing for the day when Rome would come to claim their lands. The sight of the Roman banners fluttering over her scorched homeland would fuel her determination to rise first. as a defender, and then as a conqueror. She vowed to never allow Rome to claim any more of her people's land or spirit. 2. The Catalyst. Rome's first attack, Boldica's journey, truly began one fateful night when the Roman legions, known for their swift and merciless invasions, struck her village. She organized a fierce defense, using the natural terrain to her advantage, ambushing the Romans with hit-and-run tactics that left them disoriented. This was the defining moment that sparked Boldica's resolve. 3. The path to power with the Romans gone. For now, Boldica began her rise to power. One such betrayal came when a trusted ally, hungry for power, sent word to the Romans about her movements. The rumors of her strength began to spread, and soon emissaries from Rome were sent to her. Boldica rejected their terms and doubled down on her defiance. 4. The Roman counterattack. Rome, ever persistent, began to recognize the growing threat of Boldica and her united tribes. Boldica knew the only way to truly protect her people was to prepare for war. Rome, unwilling to let a rebellious queen rise in the north, sent a full legion to deal with her once and for all. The battle for the north, the battle that would determine the fate of Boldica's people, began under the cover of darkness. In the final climactic battle, Boldica stood at the forefront of her forces. As the battle reached its peak, Boldica's forces made a decisive charge, breaking the Roman lines. The battle was won, but at a cost. The legacy lives. Though the Romans retreated, they did not forget Boldica. And so the tale of Queen Boldic, the warrior who stood against Rome, was passed down through generations, a testament to her courage, intelligence, and unwavering will. If you want to dive deeper into the untold stories of history, from powerful warriors like Queen Boldica to the rise